Hey folks, this is Kirkalmighty here. Looks like we've got an episode 11 going here now. My opponent, the Ironduke. This is my Advanced Tactics Gold PBEM series versus the Ironduke. Now, you saw in episode 10 that my opponent had actually resigned the game. But after sleeping on it for a day, I guess he thought maybe he wasn't quite ready to throw in the towel yet, and asked me if I'd be okay with continuing the game a little bit longer to see if he might be able to turn things around. And well, it was a gracious request, and we're both honorable gamers, so I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Well, this is the end of my turn here now. So I believe this would be turn 16? Or no, turn 15, 16, something like that. Alright, well, let's kind of run over here what happened here. Modell, down here in the south, started working on this guy here. I think he's going to be kind of like some of the other guys, where it's going to take me a couple rounds of beating on him to get him down. And I'm kind of switching off like I did before. I hammer him on the infantry guns with the weaker guy, and then the stronger guy is the guy who does the assault. So next time around, the weaker guys here, the guys that just took a beating now doing the assault, are going to hammer him with the infantry guns next round, and then the stronger guy will do the assault. Of course, I'll still have the field artillery pounding on him too. And we'll see if we can't break him the way we broke this guy up here. It only took a couple rounds to do that, and it seemed to be working. It's slow going, but it is kind of beating him back, and he's taking a toll on him down here. I'm sure he's still got to be struggling with supplies around here too. I don't know how well he's doing with supplies. I mean, it's a little hard for me to tell. There is still no connection other than this road right here. And he could be pulling supplies out of these cities, which Mende would be problematic for him. This paratrooper's still hanging on down here. He actually attacked him and got him to move over here, but he's still hanging on. The bridge is still out, so I know he's still got to be having some supply problems with Mende. I know he's got an engineer over here. I'm guessing he's going to mend this bridge here as soon as he can. And then I may consider bringing in some more airborne guys and dropping something else over here if I have to. I want to just keep making a problem for him to do anything with Mende. As I discussed before, my plan, I've actually just pounded. I diverted 3 artillery guns just to hitting this city to make sure I would knock out the lock on this city. And I did knock out the lock on this city. So this city's not going to be producing anything for him this turn. There's just one production city in the toilet. He's not getting anything out of that. I worked on softening up this guy some more. Wasn't quite ready. I still didn't like where his numbers were at and didn't think I was quite ready to try an assault on it yet. I hit a little bit. I used some of these fighters and stuff down here, and I actually hit this guy, which beat him up pretty good on the air attack, and I did a couple bombardments with my infantry guns, and they attempted an assault, and it didn't work out too good. I just wanted to see if I could break something else down here. I believe I will eventually break this, but I would like to, if I could have broken something down here rather than waiting for Modell to kind of come around the bottom, because that's going to be slow going for Modell to do that. Let's see. Now you can see I've really pushed out hard on this line over here again here. I mean, I punished him. I killed lots of guys. You can see the kills this turn. I mean, this is a bit of a switch from the way it has been. I've been kind of taking more losses than my enemy because I've been on attack. It's easier to defend than it is to attack in this game. But like I said, I kind of got him back on his heels right now. So I'm continuing to push, and it's affecting things, because you can see I inflicted a lot more damage on him this round than he did on me. and most of these infantry losses were from I mean, you could almost just wipe them out if I didn't do this little assault here and this assault here. There's where all my infantry losses came from, the vast majority of them. I took out a lot of tanks. He's got new ones coming in, but see, these guys are really fresh, and if I hit them hard and hit them fast before they get a chance, like this guy here, he had 5 of them, I killed 2 of them. Just nail them now while they're down, while they're still fresh, and I got lots of guys in the area. These armored cars are getting a lot of help from the infantry, because all my infantry, well, except for ones that have lost them, virtually all of my infantry down here, and let's look at some normal ones. Here we go. See, I'm running with anti-tank guns on these guys. So they're getting help from the infantry too. It's not all just on these armored cars. I'm actually going to add, since he's trying to bring some armor in to give himself relief, which is what he's doing. You can see there's a lot of armor running down in here. He's making good use of it because he really did upgrade a lot of his raw resources so he could pump out guns. Well, I think he dedicated his raw resources this time around. Instead of pumping out guns, he's pumping out armor. He's trying to stop Rommel and stop this from happening down here. So yeah, but you know, I hit him pretty hard, and I'm keeping him back on his heels. I can't let him. I can't let him establish himself again. This line is really pushed right up on his city, and one of the things I really like about I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start sending some of these guys down and just kind of abandoning an essential area to try and work on this city. If I see significant movement here, I might actually push forward with this army. I'm actually considering that, maybe Rundstedt pushing across here or something. If I see significant forces start to move down, which is a possibility, because I want you to look at, after I just pounded on them, look at the guys that are left here. I mean, that's like one of his strongest units over here, and that's not that strong of a unit. This guy here just got pummeled, pushed back. On the city itself, look at that. Mostly all he's got here is artillery and air. He's got 24 staff sitting there. He's got to do something about that, or I could take out that city next turn. I mean, it's this city. It's going to be difficult for him to hold on to this. Once more, I'm going to pound the living crap out of this city too, with artillery next turn. See, now I was being a little bit of a trickster right here. Yeah, I've been reading Sun Tzu all week, so you know, being tricky in this game, I've been pulling out all the stops here, like hiding Rommel's armor, the airdrops. Well, here's my little tricky right here. I wanted to make sure he didn't use this artillery to bombard this guy and possibly wipe out this empty counter, because this turn the TOE is going to fill that counter with 8 artillery units. But I gave it a NATO symbol of kind of like an anti-tank type weapon, and actually described it as anti-tank. What's really going in there? Field artillery. 8. Very specifically, I have 8 field artillery subformations going into that unit this turn. Possibility 1 or 2 of them might get picked off. The reinforcements have been getting trimmed a little around here because of his air power. I've noticed that. The anti-supply on these aircraft has got to be doing it. These aircraft down here are just, I mean, they're hurting really bad. I don't know how much they can do right now, because they're just getting pounded on our artillery. He lost a couple of them too, I think, from the artillery. And I'm going to be doing the same thing here soon. I actually did a fighter airstrike on here. I think I lost both of my fighters, but my fighters did what I intended them to do, and that was to lower the readiness of his fighters so they didn't want to intercept. And I took that opportunity and actually used these dive bombers over here. I think on a stack was right here. And he knocked out a couple of those Rhino tanks. It worked out pretty good. But I'm not going to let up. I'm going to continue to push and push hard. I got him rocked back on his heels right now. His units are weak. Their morale's probably dropping. I mean, as long as and my morale's probably rising. Look at my morale here. You see what's going on with my morale? It's because I'm winning and he's losing down here, and I'm punishing him, and I'm going to keep pushing on him. He's still just barely managing to kind of keep this road open. I mean, I get little zones of controls here. If I could just get rid of this guy, and I almost got rid of him this round. If I can get rid of this guy, then it's going to be really hard for him to hold that. And I can really turn in on this junction. I honestly don't think this city here is going to last very long. We'll see what my opponent does. He said he wanted to hold on for a couple turns, maybe a few, to see what he could do. I tell you, if I punish him again next turn like I did this turn, he's probably just going to go ahead and call it good. And I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I was contemplating not even airing this episode, but you know, if we're going to continue, I think a lot of people might actually want to see what would happen beyond turn 15 when he resigned the game. So this actually gives him a little bit of an opportunity to see that. So I guess I'll keep on recording him as long as he wants to continue to play. But yeah, this is where we're at, and yeah, and I'm continuing to push on him. I'm hurting him, and I know he's in a bad way down here, and I don't know how long he's going to want to keep going there. We'll see. With that, I'll go ahead and end this video, and we may or may not have another episode. We'll see.